Today is January 17th and I am in these beautiful mountains. I love to come up here. It's just the best place to be, I find. And today I really wanted to come up here and just sort of celebrate life, I guess. So today is the anniversary of my near-death experience. I've just been reflecting on this past year and how that totally changed the trajectory of 2025 for me. A year that I thought I knew exactly what was going to happen. Turned out so different, and here's what it taught me. Firstly, it taught me that anything can happen at any moment. Leading up to that night, I was preparing for a trip to France and I was starting to get nervous and just like stress out about the minor details like the travel and coordinating myself and like being scared that I was gonna somehow mess up the directions or not be able to find my way to this artist's residency that I applied for. And I was just really living in sort of this anxious state about it. And then this happened, and after that, it was like my system was so overridden with PTSD that now I didn't have regular anxiety. And so it actually was really interesting to see this year, because once that happened, I was like, no, I don't care. Like, I almost died in my house. Like, the safest place that I could ever think to be was the thing that almost killed me. And so, like, why would I be scared to go and take a plane and 2 trains and a shuttle to this chateau in France? Like, it just really put things into perspective for me, and it just sort of felt silly to be trepidatious towards that. I feel like that's something I've carried through this whole year, is just being like, well, you could die at any moment, so why not try? Like, why not put yourself out there? It's okay to be uncomfortable, and it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to be nervous about something and still do it anyway. You don't have to do it alone. I think that after the accident, I had so much dysregulation, and so I guess my therapist explained it to me that after something like that, your body is kind of stuck in fight or flight. And so it literally felt like I was walled off from my personality, from feeling connected to anything or anyone other than my husband. I felt like, just felt impossible. And I felt so weird. And I felt so out of control. And just like I couldn't talk to people because they didn't understand. And I couldn't control the way that I was behaving because I was operating from this totally different system, this totally different place in my mind had taken control, and it was really uncomfortable and really hard to explain to people. And I think, you know, I made a lot of mistakes. I felt like every interaction I was like behaving poorly, or I'd have to apologize for something because I just like literally was not in my right mind to be the person that I know that I am and that I normally am under normal circumstances. So I withdrew from a lot of people, and that's just what I needed at the time. But in France, there were so many incredible people, and a couple of them that I got really close to who had also been through similar situations. And so I really connected with them. We've had a lot of like crying parties, dance parties. We talk every week, and it's been so life-changing to have that sort of support. I've never had that level of understanding or connectivity or just freedom where it was like anything goes. I can be myself. Like, I could literally be the worst version of myself right now, and it's okay. And I've never experienced that kind of acceptance. So, and if you haven't either, then I hope that you keep pushing and finding your people, because they're out there. The right people for you will find their way into your lives, and I just hope that you love them and hold on to them as tight as possible. Next, I would say I learned that healing takes time, and you can't make it go away according to your schedule. I was very proactive after the fire because I knew that I was just so messed up from it in ways that I never have been. I've been in car accidents, I've had 2 concussions, I've had, you know, my bone chiseled off on my leg, and nothing like that ever messed me up in a way that this did. And so it was very foreign territory to me to be this just obliterated by something. And so I knew I wanted to go to therapy. I knew I had to do the work and to sit in the uncomfortableness of it all. And it's been a whole year, and I finally just got to the point where I feel like there's hope that this can be in the past now. I think like every single session felt harder than the last, and it all hurt, and it just felt like it was never ending, no matter how much I tried or how many new techniques we did, or if we did exposure therapy or EMDR or whatever it was, that it just felt like, okay, now I just circled back to where it was. Like, we did it and I went through it, and now I'm back at the beginning and it still hurts, and I'm still having major episodes and whatnot. Cut to this year, my first session this year, we just got to the point where all of a sudden I felt like I could see it all as like a timeline. And the thing that I had the most clarity on was that this is temporary, that these feelings might never fully go away, but the way that they occupy space and time in my life could change dramatically. And I felt hope for literally the first time in a year. And that goes beyond just the PTSD of the accident and almost dying and facing just that existential crisis. It was more like going through this opened this major floodgate of everything else in my life that I also had to grapple with and sort of unpack. And so it became this massive avalanche that I feel like is finally starting to lose its momentum. Another thing that I learned was I struggled with eating disorders my whole life, and it just really put into perspective how silly it is to obsess about how you look and fitting into a certain mold and trying to be something that you're not. I feel like I was trying to make my body into, you know, the body of a 5'10" model when I'm literally 5'4", and I have my grandma's genetics, and that's great. Like, that's how I'm meant to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so it sort of has been helping me in that journey as well, to be like, what a silly thing to waste time, effort, energy on when you could just be happy instead. And lastly, I will say the thing that I learned is that you should eat more cookies. I made these brown butter maple walnut cookies, and I'm gonna eat them because cookies need to be eaten, right? Like, what else are you gonna do? I would believe I was put on this earth to bake, and to enjoy cookies. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, for being on this journey with me. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well where you are. I hope you're seeing the sun, because it's totally changing my week. And I'll see you in another video.